Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Warm welcome to one and all for the sixth session of the Super 25 program, India's largest online stock traders conference. Today we have an interesting speaker, Mr. Deepak Thakran, who is a passionate trader, a computer science engineer by graduation. He has been a very successful system trader without any indicators. He is more of a price action trader. You saw some of his skills right now during the conversation today. He primarily trades intraday and he doesn't do more than 2 trades a day. That is his key aspect, or probably even that is considered to be an edge. People generally, whoever trades a lot are not considered to be great traders anyway. Okay, it's a great pleasure to have Deepak Thakran in the call. Thanks to all the 250 plus people who are joining us today for the session. Let's look forward for an interesting and knowledgeable session for all of us. Deepak, thank you so much for being with us today, and the stage is yours.
Thanks, Ashok, for the introduction. And thanks for hosting such a good conference of 25 speakers on 25 days. So, hi guys, welcome to the session. Mine is session number 6. The topic for today is multi-time frame analysis and identifying failed breakouts. We will also touch upon the 2 key topics of demand and supply. So I'll keep it short, I'll keep it simple. I'll not try to confuse you, rather I'll try to showcase it live in front of you, how the charts are prepared, how I do my trading based upon demand and supply, how I analyze multi-time frame. You might have noticed I post charts on Twitter, in Telegram also, which have just 2 lines above current market price and 2 lines below current market price. So I derive those lines from the multi-time frame analysis itself, and I try to play around them, because it's not necessary that if I have 10 or 15 or 20 lines and the market touches everything, then I'll make money. I'll not make money by number of touch points on a line, but I only draw the lines or the references which are important for the market, not for just the purpose to showcase that we have plenty of touch points. Okay, so I'll like to thank GoToWebinar, who is the official sponsor. So a bit of introduction about me. I'm an IT engineer by qualification, and I trade using candlestick based technical analysis with a combination of behavioral finance. So a behavioral finance aspect, it's easy to say that okay, everyone is on the same side. You can say that okay, everyone is looking for a breakout, everyone is looking for a breakdown, but it needs to be quantified also. So I try to quantify it in numbers, or on those line, if I say that okay, there is a simple system that number of stocks trading above 20 DMA or number of stocks trading below 20 DMA, if we maintain a count of it and we say that okay, now as of today the number of stocks trading below 20 DMA is 80% of the market. So it is a quantified way of saying that market is playing in one single direction. Similarly, for upside, if let's say 70%, 80% of market is trading above 20 DMA, then we can easily come to the conclusion, okay, now market is all in one direction, and the chances of it going a reverse shot is also high. So like everyone else, my aim is not to lose much. My major focus while trading is to define a stop loss before entering a trade, not after entering a trade. So this helps me protect the capital and follow a trading system. Targets can come later, but risk has to be defined before. I also run a traders club in which I teach, I showcase how I am trading live and how I'm spending my day through. So this is like a 2-month program in which I share how I trade and things like that. I'm active on Twitter from ID Indian_stocks. You might have noticed. So I have a quote that we have to live to fight another day. So when we say this, you can implement in trading by saying that, okay, if today you have a loss making day, does not mean that you have to recover it today itself. You have to stay alive. You have to protect your account today so that you can come stronger tomorrow. I mean, if your account is not there today, you'll end up losing everything. Then you will not be able to play tomorrow, because you have to live for it. And living in terms of trading is that you should protect your capital. Capital should be there so that you are playing and you are coming to the fight again tomorrow. So maybe better odds, better trades. Who knows? The next trade is the better one. And if today is a bad day and you keep on trading to just to recover the losses, then it's high probability that since you are already in a bad mood, you may be taking higher risk, which may lead to higher losses again. Now, topics for today. Today we'll be touching upon demand supply zones. We'll be touching upon basics of Dow theory. Then I'll share few high probability candlestick patterns which we have to observe around these demand supply zones. Then I'll share how multi-time frame analysis is helpful, how it can help. Then also how to convert all above discussed into a trade only by a simple thing which is called change of structure, in which or from which we can execute a trade and also define risk. Then additionally, I'll include a topic which is identifying failed breakouts. So I'll be explaining what a breakout is, what a failed breakout is, and how to trade these failed breakouts. Now, this trading method is not different. We'll be using this change of structure to execute it. So I'll share that. Then there is a very well-known setup, Turtle Soup. I'll be sharing the link for that scan and how to trade those failed setups. I'll showcase a few examples live in the end of session, and we'll see how it goes. Okay. So let's start. This is the first slide in which we are discussing about demand and supply. So demand and supply are the most fundamental aspects. When market keeps on going higher, it's simple that there is demand for stocks, there is demand for index. That is why it is going higher. When market is going lower, then the demand is lower, the supply is higher. So the supply keeps coming in, and the prices keeps on going down, and are not absorbed by the market. So demand refers to how much or how much quantity of a stock or index buying is done at a particular price or price range. Similarly, reverse for supply. So supply is basically how much market is offering. So if prices are there and the selling is not done, the prices starts to go lower. I mean, the seller pushes the prices lower. So pushes the prices lower so that his supply is absorbed by the market by falling prices. Okay, so prices which are there does reflect that it's a combination of demand and supply. Demand ज़्यादा है तो prices ऊपर है, अगर supply ज़्यादा है तो prices नीचे हैं. ठीक है. So demand zone and supply zone are also well known as support and resistances. So support and resistances are some absolute levels that, okay, let's say we say that 1600 is a resistance level for Reliance. So that is a simple resistance level. And when we say that 1600 to 1620 is a resistance, so that is a band. Okay. So or zones, so to say. So supply zone as 1600 to 1620. So things like that. So these are formed at levels where there is a balance, imbalance. So when I was talking about Reliance, that okay, 1600 is a resistance. So just for example, in this chart, so this is a point where previous imbalance was created in market. So when the price is revisited there, so the buyer who would have bought here, okay, suddenly got to realize that, okay, my price has come, let me exit. So these are like footprints which are already available, or references which are available in market. We just need to see it, highlight it. Okay. So these are formed at level where there is imbalances. So whenever market revisits those level, we need to act around them. So at supports, buyer emerges, which results in falling prices to halt. Similarly, at resistance, the sellers emerge. So like this, and this was a resistance. So sellers emerged in Reliance at this point, and the prices started to fall lower. Okay. So then there is a thing that when the rise is steep or the fall is steep, so that creates an imbalance. Or you can say that whenever there is a parabolic move in one direction, let's say it is moving parabolically up in one direction, then at one point it will reverse, and it will reverse quickly because there is an imbalance created. So the steeper the rise, the sharp is the reversal as well. So resistance zone act as a resistance in future also, as you saw in Reliance. So basically we say in market that prices have a memory. So it is basically people have memory. So whenever you know retail investors, what they basically do is they will hold a stock till it is in loss, but whenever the prices come back, the first thing they will do is to exit, because they think that okay, my price has come, I should exit, it was a mistake to enter it. Okay, so that is sometimes the thesis around it, and it usually works. So that is why the similar price acts as a resistance in future also, and similarly it acts as a support also when something is acting as a support. We'll see this with the help of a graph. So this is the hourly chart of Nifty. So I have marked these bands where prices had halted. So if you see that, okay, at the starting point, the prices were halting here. So this acts as a support band. The prices were halting here. So this acts as a resistance band. So anything which is above current market price acts and marked acts as a resistance. Anything which is below current price acts as a support. So today what happened was, this PPT was prepared yesterday. So today what happened was market broke this level and took support here. So I mean one zone to another zone, back to that zone again. So price travel from one support level to another support level, one resistance level to another resistance level. This is an example of Nifty Bank. So I believe Nifty Bank also traveled this whole distance today from one band to another band. So below 8900, I think today's low.
Hi Deepak, are you there? We are missing your voice. Friends, can everyone give me a check if you can hear me? You guys can hear Ashok, right? Okay, good. No voice from Deepak. No problem. Let's wait for a few minutes. I'll reconfirm once. He has control. Great, friends. Thank you very much. Please give me a minute. Let me reconfirm. Deepak, are you there?
Okay, so let's restart with Dow theory. So Dow theory is one of the most fundamental theory on technical
Okay.
analysis.
Deepak, sorry, you were on the previous slide as per the people. Yeah, a little go backside. Yeah, a quick update on the previous slide and come back. Thank you.
Sure, thanks. Okay, so we were on demand and supply. I'll showing you that how for prices travel usually from one band or one zone to another zone.